Game 2 of Entity versus BetBoom. Let's see whether or not Entity can bounce back a little bit, because that game 1 was, well, they didn't have much game to play, honestly.
Well, it's not like their series earlier, where they showed incredible resilience.
Yes.
But this could be another series where they show incredible resilience if they can bounce back.
That's a good point.
So,
and they could also show that maybe Muerta is just a losing hero.
It's still a hard hero to execute.
It wasn't us, it was the Muerta.
It's possible. Nothing's really easy about this hero to play. Spells aren't easy to use. Build's not easy really to figure out. It's not easy to team fight with the hero. The timings are kind of weird. It's a hard carry to execute, but if you execute it well, it's really strong. So Nightfall's going to say, I'll show you how it's done, Watson. Rank 1 for what? Should call you Watson.
What, son? What? I will say, I think I maybe like BetBoom's supporting cast to this Muerta a little bit more. The biggest thing being the Beastmaster Primal Roar. I feel like that's a guarantee, like this hero's going to be locked down, Watson. Where's the TA? She hasn't shown up yet. Surprise! We didn't get the meld hit.
All of that for what?
That was a bit anticlimactic, yeah.
I agree. The supporting cast is pretty reliable. You have Brambles to lock people down, Rolling Thunder, Overgrowth, Primal Roar. All 4 heroes here can set stuns up, lock heroes in an area, and let the Muerta go to work. You can also Protector, Living Armor, not too bad. You also have
and Overgrowth. They're both really good.
And you have some disarms that can come out from the Pango. Pretty nice. And you have Inner Beast Aura, which is really nice with Muerta because Muerta is an attack speed prime buff target. So when this hero doesn't need much damage.
An attack speed junkie.
That's right.
She just can't get enough of it.
Inject it into her veins. I mean, Little Drum is very good for that hero.
Little Drum?
Well, I had to specify because we do have Beastmaster in this game. Yeah. And he, of course, builds the big drum. Yeah. But there is still Little Drum in the game.
A little drum for the little drummers, boy. Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum.
What's wrong with you? What?
It's just such a funny way to describe it. The boar.
Boom!
Boar.
See you later. Fishman already on the board. Waste no time. I mean, you gotta laugh a little bit, you know. It's his play style. Something that sometimes works for Entity and sometimes gives away a lot of gold. But I respect the aggressive 5-position gameplay because
do you identify with it at all?
Yeah, I've been there, man. It's tough. But again, the resilience I was talking about, that's where it comes from, man. When you're 15-0, game's easy. When you're 0-15, that's where you learn who your real friends are. You know? Is your carry flaming you or is he supportive? Let me tell you something, there's not a lot of real good teammates out there when you're 0-15.
Yeah, how was you are when you were 0-15?
I don't think he cared. Better question is, how was I when he was 0-15?
I could see you are just being like, yeah, whatever, this guy's feeding his ass off. But I'm going to carry the game.
Honestly, I don't think most teams care if they're 5 feeds. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
It's just a 5. Pretty quiet lane phase.
Yeah, so our matchups here, Templar Assassin, Venge, sounds like a pretty tough lane.
Very strong lane. A lot of minus armor stacking. Hard for the Beast to go up and contest for the range creeps. And that's one of the downsides of Dark Willow. Contesting the range creeps is a little weaker than some of the other ranged 4s.
Yeah.
You can do it with the Bramble. Like, it's not unheard of. And the harass or the defensive capability on your range creep is really good sometimes. But it's not the Rubik that's just brain dead. So
I think
this should be pretty favorable.
May actually be favored in all of their lanes.
Yeah, but they're all going even pretty much. So BetBoom again showing their power in the first 10 minutes here. Just playing the lanes damn well. They got really good equilibrium on these side lanes. It's one of the things that almost always goes well for them. Toronto, Tokyo, and Save are very good at controlling where the waves meet and making sure they give the CS and XP to their cores when they need it, and when they can give the solo, it's even better. Those gate rotations, if they're on the menu, it's Toronto Tokyo will usually take them. That's something that generally just wins you lanes over 20, 30 games.
This lane, I think, is probably the toughest lane here for Entity.
Didn't get the fear back.
He did not. The Shadow Demon Disruption is kind of like the Rubik Centaur lane.
Until you make mistakes.
Opportunity from the range support to set up a stomp from the offlaner and get some good damage on the enemy carry, but it's a Treant Protector in the way, and Treant Protector is always a tough hero to be able to fight through. Blood Grenade thrown out onto Watson.
Big stick.
Had plenty of stick charges.
But
Fishman does not have a stick.
Straight back on the board here.
And Watson gets low again here. Refraction goes up. He has Lotus to work with. So Refraction's already gone from so many damage instances. Look at all these creeps that are dying, and he's going to fall from the Bramble.
Man.
Great placement from Save.
Just shoving it in with this huge wave. Helm up on Pure. They didn't get enough early wave punish. Equilibrium going back for BetBoom means Pure gets to get there with minimal regen investment, and it ends up paying off. Just really good mechanical laning coming out from BetBoom here. They're going to try and turn around top with the combo.
They hit him with the Disruption Stomp, and Fishman TP'd up here. They're like, okay, maybe we lost that bottom lane. We're going to make sure we win top.
Nice rotation for Fishman. Didn't expect that, but it's one of those death rotations. You're like, I thought this guy was missing, man. Why didn't you call it?
Well, he died. What do you want from me?
Exactly. That's a classic. Dota classic here. So, Entity strike back. Really needed that. It's going to accelerate their Centaur, which is where you want the hero to be. And Mallory's been having a pretty chill time as well. Top of that net worth chart. Looking for the 6-minute rune. We'll get contested on it.
Look at him. He puts himself up against the cliff, expecting the Rolling Thunder.
Does have an Echo.
Echo goes off, but the Disruption at the same time, so it limits the damage.
Yeah, that's
very unfortunate.
He didn't even really want to use it there, right? Like, you know you're not going to kill him. There's a huge wand on GPK. He'll end up getting that rune. BetBoom making the rotation to mid to match that one to top, and I still feel like they're definitely getting the better of the laning phase. I mean, you look at how much Save has gotten off this laning phase as well. He's pretty damn farmed on this Dark Willow. He's almost up to Watson's level, which is, I mean, it speaks to how well Save played the early game. It also speaks to how much Watson got shut down on this Beastmaster lane.
Is this really where you want to be right now? 30 seconds early to the Wisdom Rune, but you're going to forsake Watson like this?
Didn't get the Hawk.
I mean, you better get that Wisdom Rune after that.
Better get some stacks going at this rate, man. And they do have a crap ton of stacks already. Katayomi has been living it up. And 6 stacks at the 7-minute mark. That is pretty damn nice, especially when a lot of these are Ancients. So Watson will have some comeback potential in this game, even though his lane has been a disaster because he is below Save at the 7-minute mark. My God. Fishman, what are you doing, man?
I think he's trying to force out the stuns and then TP away somehow, or I'm not sure.
Mega kill streak for Save. He'll get earn charges off that as well. 5-0 for the Dark Willow with 2 earn charges to boot. This is about as good as it gets right here. The world is his oyster. It just depends on where he wants to go with it. You get a fast Bedlam in this game, you can also just throw it on the Pango, right?
Yeah.
Roll in.
You could roll in with that. Sounds pretty sick. 8-minute power rune. GPK is ahead of the Earthshaker after that fight they had earlier. If he starts getting power runes on top of that, it's going to be pretty rough for Entity. Up forward, nice little Tumbler Toy usage there to get on top of Toronto Tokyo. Unfortunately, it looks like the Nature's Grasp is going to separate the two of them.
So here's the question. Does Malrine echo all these stacks like we've seen a bunch of Shakers doing? Does he take it away from Watson? That was very satisfying to watch.
The way that this game is going, there was no doubt in my mind. You got to get to this blink tag, or you got to start changing the narrative of this game a little bit.
Can we see the Watson cam real quick?
Yes.
Can we zoom in on it? That doesn't look like he's crying. It's pretty hard to tell, though. He might have shed a couple tears at the sound of all of his stacks disappearing to that echo. A single tear was shed on this bottom lane. I said, I have recovery stacks, right?
Right, guys?
Right, Katayomi?
Yeah, they're right, recovery guys? Already.
I'm the carry, right, guys? Fishman. You still love me, right? creep wave.
Fishman, you'll still die for me, right?
We're creep wave brothers. Well, you're gonna have to pay it back. They weren't, but what can you do? Somewhere Crystallis out there is also shedding a tear for his stand-in creep wave brother. All right, he gave it to the Shaker. It's on the Shaker now.
He needs
fast blink from Maureen.
20 gold to get that blink dagger. Time is of the essence here. There's a big move from BetBoom to this bottom lane. They want to use this Beastmaster to take down the tower. They need that X-Factor to come in. Otherwise, they're just going to lose their carry for nothing. Save comes through with the Bedlam and wipes Watson out. They've surrounded the tower.
Man, save Beast, man. He's just beasting this game up. No way around it. Takes this bottom lane over and pushes Watson straight back below him in net worth again, man.
That is rough.
This is a massacre between these two.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The rest of the lineup for Entity's kind of working. It's just this TA Willow stuck in a 1v1 of pain for Watson right now. And again, he's not going to have the mega stacks for the recovery anymore, so he's going to have to make it up on the lane, which means Entity need to make some space for him. And that probably means combining the rest of their heroes with the Shaker Blink. Shield Rune on Maureen as well. Really powerful fight timing for them with Echo. They're going to find Nightfall. Easy dunk.
See if they can take him out immediately. No, we got off the ultimate. They can still kill him. They have plenty of magic damage, but the Terrorize comes through, stopping the Centaur. Primal Roar goes out as well. Nightfall's able to separate, but he dies to the poison ultimately. 1 for 2, though, still to the favor of BetBoom as they counteract that rotation. The Blink Dagger introduction from Maureen, and they beautifully counter it to the best of their ability anyway.
Man, the heals really kept him alive for a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
Oh no, Maureen! Oh, the Shield Rune protected him. He was able to blink out of that one. Still doesn't save Fishman's life, though, so 3 for 1 is the end game.
Diffusal timing for GPK was also very fast here. Just makes that fight really nice for BetBoom. I mean, Nightfall would rather live than die. His KDA suffering tremendously here, but he'll take that bait. He did get that big wand off as well. So that plus the Leech Seed plus the Living Armor gets to stay up for a long time, and then you're stuck on the Calling. Perhaps the strongest laning spell in the game.
Some would say.
Some would say. Ooh, I mean, Toronto Tokyo has been so aggressive checking these runes.
Yeah.
Like, you got to punish them eventually.
Immediately smoke up, head back up to top. They want to even this out. The Beastmaster being up here, pretty good target to go for, and they want to make sure that...
You got to kick him out. You have to take this tower with the Centaur. You can't just let somebody sit up here.
Oh, he missed.
Even stampeded.
With their hand, the stampede on top of it because they thought they were really going to catch Pure.
Pure's poking them back, and they brought Toronto Tokyo as well.
Yeah, they can TP in. They can surround this. Maureen, he's getting to swap back in, but even that's not going to be good because it's straight into the arms of GPK, who has the double damage. Yeah. They're both going to die for this. But Fishman did die to neutrals.
I mean, Fishman goes out how Fishman wants to go out.
An expert.
3 for nothing. As Save shows up, claims another soul for the urn. Boom, continuing to cruise in this game. They just have all the answers. Try and make an aggressive play. They react with the Pango and their supports. Really good turnaround potential with all their spells. And if you're just farming, do you feel good with Watson this far behind? Amar, you got Vanguard, you got Blade Mail. But these guys can wait it out. They could kite you down and...
Use the Diffuser Blade to slow him down, the Rolling Thunder,
just
and
gone.
the Bedlam. There's that combo we were looking at earlier. That is really obnoxious. You can't stop Rolling Thunder, but then to have that Rolling Thunder be doing so much more damage because of the Bedlam, eek. Don't envy anybody dealing with that.
Not too many openings here, especially with the Shaker Blink that they prioritized. It's not yielded too much from Maureen. Just going to go into the Ags and hope to scale in this game. Now, Entity will catch up. I mean, Templar Assassin is one of the best recovery heroes. You always have that going.
Especially if you have like a bunch of stacks.
Yeah, as long as you have huge ancient stacks waiting for you, you're going to be Gucci.
Yeah, very important that you get those, not anybody else.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Did I mention the calling is perhaps the strongest laning spell in the
You sound like some sort of AI trying to teach somebody about Dota. Yeah, very important that nobody else touches the Ancient Apparitions stacks.
Ancient Apparition?
Templar Assassin.
No, you sound like an Amar, he rushed his Blade Mail and it's really not dissuading too much. He still just dies pretty fast all the magical burst. Man. What are you laughing at?
Where did Ancient Apparition go?
I don't know. You're the one casting this
Dude,
game.
it's that oily pasta.
Just stop making
The
excuses.
Swedish pasta.
Radiant's top tower is under
Something
attack.
else. 4,000 net worth lead for BetBoom.
What are you talking? It's like a turned into a Suns fan cast. Talking about pasta. Roll in. Where's he rolling?
Roll in, blink in. Maureen. He gets
Okay.
the Dark Willow, but GPK is able to roll out freely.
Something though, right? Something's starting to go your way for Entity. It's time for Watson to catch back up. That's all they really want right now. Man, did Amar have such a good start on the Centaur and has it translated into absolutely nothing? BetBoom just shut him down hard.
Under attack.
This Blade Mail build has not paid off so far. It might scale okay into the Muerta, but it doesn't last forever, and it's gonna be a tough road.
Yeah, twice now the Blade Mail hasn't really paid out dividends.
No.
Meanwhile, Spirit Vessel is done for Say. Blink Dagger for GPK. You've got Nightfall farming up. He's going to have a fast BKB at this point.
He's not as farmed as I thought he would have been, though, right? He has the 2 deaths. He got sucked into those fights top that didn't go too well for him.
Yeah, it was like good for BetBoom overall, but not good for Nightfall specifically.
Yeah, so it's not like he's super far ahead, and everything considered. I mean, Watson's only 350 behind. You're pretty happy about that if you're Entity, considering how much Watson got shut down and how much Nightfall was supposed to have here. So that part's working for them. They're honestly not... It's not like they're behind in this game. It's just with the lead the Shaker and the Centaur could have had, it hasn't translated into much momentum. And that means BetBoom are going to have time to just scale into their lineup, which, of course, this team just loves to scale. And they almost always have 1 to 1.5, maybe 2 supports that are hard scaling in the game.
Yeah.
This time it'll be Save on that Dark Willow. He's going to become a 4th core with the start he's had. He has a full Vessel completed.
Radiant are scanning.
What heroes represent half
Dire's
of a
middle
scaling
tower
hero?
is under attack.
Well, it can be something with nice scaling spells, but isn't like a hard carried damage dealer, right?
Okay. Would you consider Treant Protector on that list?
Some
Like
games.
Overgrowth is pretty good.
Yeah,
Right?
Treant can be very strong in certain games. He can scale very hard. There's other games Treant just doesn't scale at all, right?
Yeah.
It's very dependent on Overgrowth and the cores you're playing against and how many dispels are getting.
I would say Overgrowth is pretty effective this game, right? Anything that disarms the Templar Assassin and Earthshaker has got to be good.
It's a pretty damn good Overgrowth game. About as good as it gets. Like, the natural dispels that Entity are going to build are predominantly the BKBs. And usually as a Treant, you're pretty happy if that's the case, right? It's like the Satanics and the Mantas on top of potentially BKB that make your life really hard because you just can't ever use the spell.
Yeah,
Here, if TA BKB blinks in, the Shaker BKB jumps in, you just get the Overgrowth off, you're pretty happy in that situation. It's going to cause some problems for Entity going pretty late in this game.
I've never thought about that before, but Satanic as an item.
Uh-oh. We need Translator.
Oh. We even get some reaction from it.
Well, I mean, this is a pause with Pure in it. Anything could happen.
You think anybody says anything to Pure during pause happens? Like you hear him start typing on his keyboard, you're like, Pure?
Just punch him out. He's not conscious. He can't do anything.
Do you think that's against the rules?
What, to incapacitate your teammate in the middle of a match?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there rules? I mean, it's not like a DPC event. Anything goes at DreamLeague, baby.
That's a good state. I mean, there's no more DPC next year, so
That's right.
it's time to start.
You can't get disqualified. There's nothing to get disqualified from. I never thought about that.
Pure.
Super happy
Huge
about that.
buff for Pure.
Oh
next
man,
year.
this team's—they're gonna be out of control.
That makes
What will stop them now?
absolutely no sense.
Mar in the darkness.
MMR is just a number.
Well, not
You
really.
can't improve until you make mistakes.
You know, Dota's a lot about perception, Austin.
Okay.
About the perception of things, you know. Whether the things that you perceive are correct or not might win you a game.
Okay. Where is this leading?
No,
to?
that was it.
That was it. What?
No, I'm just saying, you know, we've been seeing a lot of these first pick cores because of the way the draft meta changed, right? You
Yeah.
only have this one pick. I think it was natural it went there because you have the most bans to protect them. And what it means is that you kind of have to have faith in this hero you're picking early to do what it's supposed to do and the idea behind it. But that's only as good as you understand how to execute it. And that changes very fast in Dota because you might play a game with this first pick gyro and win and be like, oh, it's the most broken carry of the game. You go play another game, you lose, and all of a sudden you start rethinking it. At what point do you lose confidence in an idea? At which point do you stay with it? How much do you give Phantom Assassin other teams in an elimination match game 2 where you just lost to it game 1, right? How much do you stay with something like a gyro Sven that might be half working with you or not? Those are the tough decisions to make as a Dota team. And there's no easy way about it. And that's where your perception of the world around you comes into play.
Wow.
That's where you have to
Very
evaluate things effectively. Like,
Deep and philosophical.
you know, the calling, for example. The strongest level 1 spell. You know, all of that is actually,
to be able to win the
now that we're paused, is leading into a real story.
Okay.
It looked
That
intentional.
the reason I bring all this up
It
is,
can't be about the calling.
no, it's about the strongest level 1 spell in Dota. I played on a team a long time ago with a certain player called Mr. Snaking. And there was a period where we ended up in some argument or debate where Snaking basically, oh, I like this, a nice little backdrop for my
MMR is
story.
Can't
just a
improve
number.
until
He
you
basically
make
asserted that the strongest level 1 spell in Dota was the Swarm. Right?
Oh, okay.
That basically, Weaver's Bug, level 1, it is the strongest level 1 spell. I remember this quote exactly. Like, it is the most powerful level 1 spell. Nothing fights it. You cannot lose a fight if you have the Swarm.
Okay,
So
that's a take.
We played I mean, this is Snaking. That's what makes Snaking amazing back then, especially, is like, he would just say these things, and it was like a universal truth. So we played this scrim, we pick Weaver. Of course, Snaking's playing Weaver. Oh, some off-lane Weaver. What the hell is going on? We go and fight. He skills Swarm level 1. He goes, we cannot lose the rune fight, guys. I don't remember the exact word, but it's basically, you know, it is impossible for us to lose this fight. I have the strongest level 1 spell in Dota, the Swarm. They cannot fight us. We smoke in. He swarms. It's like 2 heroes. They like 4-man insta wipe us off like Decay, Centaur Stomp or something.
You're fighting. Wait. You took a 5v5 against
I don't remember.
Undying.
Their level
and
1
the
was like.
Swarm is the
all
best
I remember
level.
is their level 1 was insane to the point where they had like 3 spells that instantly did way more than the Swarm because the fight was over within like 3 seconds. It probably ticked them for like 3 armor. And then he had to go offlane with Weaver with Swarm level 1, which it's not great, folks. It really isn't great at laning.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think we did end up winning that game.
Uh-huh.
And this memory is etched in my brain. And I think the lesson I learned from it was this guy's never going to win TI. No, the lesson I learned is that Dota's about perception.
Uh-huh.
You can believe something. You can know it in your mind. You can absolute truth it. You can tell your team the strongest level 1 spell in Dota. We cannot lose. And guess what? You can lose. Because no matter how much you believe in something, somebody else can believe more.
MMR is just a number.
I was gonna say there's another version of that story, an alternate universe where you win that level 1 fight, maybe because there's not even 5 heroes there or something, and that belief propelled you into an advantageous situation
It's
at
true.
the start of the game.
I mean, it's definitely possible that that's the difference between that squad and Tundra winning TI. They just listen to snaking more.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
I don't remember a single Weaver in that, so that might have helped them. The fact that they never drafted Weaver.
It's like
There's so many level 1 spells that I have to believe are better than any version of the Swarm. Decay. I was looking at Legion Commanders.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it,
does
okay,
like
but
200 damage.
That's the funny part, right?
5 heroes.
If you actually think about it, it's kind of true.
I mean, there is an aspect of it that is
Yeah,
very
like if you
strong.
think, you cast a Swarm, if you hit 5 heroes, they're all ticking -1. It's like, what's actually stronger than that, right? But obviously in execution, it's a lot different because it's not instant and you're not going to hit all 5 and whatever. But that's the beauty is like that statement was kind of genius at the same time. And that's Dota. It's a giant cauldron of genius and madness, and you mix it all together, and you either look like a hero or you look like a damn fool, or you look like Eternal Envy or something in between. And
what you
the
said?
beauty.
When you started this story about talking about a player who had this almost righteous belief that something was correct, I thought you were going to be talking about Eternal Envy.
Well,
you played a lot with those kind
I
of
have
players.
plenty of those with Envy, but I don't know how many of them are stream appropriate, I'll put it. Many political, scientific discussions.
Oh, God. Oh, we got off the ultimate! He's not going to be able to hit an enchant totem, which was needed to be able to bring down Nightfall. Now he even gets hit by Toronto. Oh, my God. What fast reaction from Nightfall.
He's the fastest gun in the West.
You cannot outduel Muerta Nightfall. That was insane.
I'm going to be honest, though. I think even if he landed everything, that wasn't close to killing him.
Yeah,
I think the math was a little off.
I think he might have lived with like a solid 10%. Yeah.
We'll have to try and bail Watson out of this. Any turn potential, though? It's just
Refraction is burned through immediately because you still have the Brambles on him, plus the Spirit Vessel, plus the Boar, plus a full goddamn zoo from Pure that's running at him. Welcome back, folks, to Game 2 of BetBoom versus Entity. If you're wondering how the game was going, that was a great example.
Not well for Entity all of a sudden.
No.
BetBoom get a kill on the Shaker trying for a solo kill, used Echo. That was his Ag's timing as well. They swing it back to mid, pick up 2, including Watson here, who's still having a hard time recovering this game. Just got Deso. Mallory's going to look for Toronto. Tokyo, I mean, if this doesn't work, it's a struggle out here. He even spent the dust. Economic damage. And now you're snowballing with an Aegis Pango Beast behind it. His Helm of the Overlord in 2 games has done some work.
Oh, he still had the dust on him. Toronto Tokyo is going to be able to bait Maureen into another death. He is.
Toronto Tokyo is he's just playing with kids, man. No way around it.
Playing with Maureen, that's for sure. Well, we talked about last series how being able to be ahead in a game and get Shard on Train Protector is super annoying to the enemy team.
I like the Shard. I feel like the Shard should have been picked up in that other Treant meta as well. When he was popular probably like a year back.
Yeah, it was a lot of Meteor Hammers.
Yeah, I always have believed this Shard is pretty damn valuable. It's extra invis to scout. The root and damage are pretty good. The root and damage are also good because it makes your other spells better. It's another root, so you don't have to expend your ult on the initial lockdown. You get the extra move speed. I don't know. It doesn't seem that expensive for what it does, right? There's no mana cost on it. It doesn't hurt any of your other abilities, so it's basically free.
I will say previously it helped a lot if you had Blink Dagger with it, because you could sit in the trees and you could blink onto somebody and bonk them. Now it's, I think, a lot more accessible because Nature's Grasp operates as trees for you, so...
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
It is a lot better now for sure. I think Shard's always been viable. Here, a roar on...
Huh? What did he roar? I swear to God that was like a creep and not an illusion or something. Can we see that one again?
I don't even know. I genuinely don't even know what he just roared.
Well,
Huh.
Pure's thrown out roars for shits and giggles. Entity might be.
I mean, it had to be like a Shadow Demon illusion or something they were just baiting.
Yeah, it had to be something like that.
Probably a nice play by Entity. Still
Yeah,
looking.
we're just gonna say great play from Entity.
Yeah.
Really well done, baiting out that roar.
They're still looking for Deso charges on Watson, man. He's 0-4. He hasn't gotten a single fight with it. Not really the ideal trajectory for this hero. If you don't get the next Roshan on Entity, you're going to be in trouble in this game. I don't think you're fighting them with that Aegis, but you're still dealing with this one. I mean, I'm talking about that one, but you're still dealing with the current Aegis, which is causing you problems.
And
Can't fight this Tango.
Hadn't seen Amar in a while.
No, he's been jungling it up. I mean, Blade Mail helps a little bit with that, plus the return. It's not too slow, but what are you building into?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's got Blink Dagger. He wants to go BKB next. They do need BKBs desperately.
Yes, that's the big timing here for Entity. Probably triple BKB. I think you want one on Watson as well.
For sure, you need one on him.
You just need to rely on this Venge to boost up the damage here, and the minus armor going in with the Deso plus the Wave of Terror, providing some big meld and totem hits.
Is under attack.
I mean, if they could triple BKB, they're ignoring pretty
Okay.
much all the damage of BetBoom.
Found
There's
Pure?
controls. Pure, they try and get up the calling. Actually stops the combo out from the Earthshaker and gives the Beastmaster time. Pure puts himself in a corner back here while the Rolling Thunder
GPK's
creates
destroying
all
them.
the disruption that they need. GPK with the Bedlam on him to add the extra damage. Right through Entity.
Zero's too tanky for Malrine to jump. He just doesn't have any follow-up damage. You look at this draft, what is
Is under attack.
the little bit more to put these cores over that threshold? There's no Skywrath, there's no Bedlam on your side. The turnaround's just too easy for BetBoom. The damage is too slow. And Centaur, he's not really helping out at all with this Stampede because you're already closing the gap. You have Venge Shadow Demon. There's just no follow-up, right? It's Watson going in with right clicks, and then the second you get hit by Rolling Thunder, this fight's over. Bedlam on the Pangolier has been nasty this game. Amar goes in just to blink out and taunt his way to a survival as the rest of his team hits the grave.
Nightfall gets the triple kill off that team fight. Well deserved considering that the calling bait they did there.
It's very, I mean, that's why you need the BKBs, right? Too much interrupt here.
Some might say best
It could be the
laning
best.
ability in Dota.
Could be the best level. You never know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Are scanning.
This is a tough one. A very tough. It's been a tough series for Entity. Tough game too. They're still struggling to find some sort of opening in this game. BetBoom just not giving them many, and it'll be another basically desperation 5-man smoke to try and get something going for Watson. This TA just needs anything for some breathing room. They find Nightfall alone. That would be the dream. Take the big DPS out at the start. Will he show in the river?
Yeah, he's on the low
We got
ground.
fogged.
They found him. Once again, he got off his ultimate, but this time around they have multiple heroes. BKB goes out. Now the Rolling Thunder jumps in. Overgrowth immediately going to be used as well. Everything to try and save Nightfall. It's still not enough. Malrine did catch him on the edge. They bring him down, but now Malrine's the one in trouble. The rest of the team is being cleaned up by GPK. He's trying to hop his way out of here. Turns around, Fisher, Stampede, and he is away.
Those two little trees in the river. Oh, what his problem with Amar is.
Yeah, what did Amar do in that fight? I actually didn't really see.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures.
Don't know.
Dire structures are fortified.
There's a lot of mysterious things in this game. I guess we'll find out. They kite it out pretty well. I mean, I like the attempt to disengage here. This Rolling Thunder is just way too good. No answer for Pangolier. No control for GPK the entire time.
The scary part of that is that Save almost saved Nightfall's life with the Yule Scepter.
It's close.
The only reason that fight is passable for Entity is the fact that they got that kill on Muerta.
Too many damage sources right now. Like even when you're killing the Muerta and Nightfall doesn't get to do anything, you still get wiped in the fight. I almost feel like you'd rather find the Pangolier. Because you can kite the Muerta with Centaur ulti and some swaps and stuff.
Yeah,
The Pango is the problem right now. GPK just rolling through you. You have no answer, no control.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't think there's a short-term answer in sight either. That's the problem this hero can cause you if you don't have
Kaya.
BKB Pierce.
I mean, we were kind of agreeing. We thought BKBs were a necessity for Entity.
I mean, I do really like Kaya on this version of Earth Spirit. I think, or Earthshaker. It is very good. And you also want more damage in this game because he doesn't have much follow-up from his support, so he needs to put heroes over that kill threshold where he actually has the spell burst to take them down. You can land a huge echo, it'll pay off. And that's probably your comeback in this game, right?
He is kind of setting up for that. Yeah, he's hiding behind the Roshan pit.
I like this idea. It's not easy, but if you get it, yeah, you're going to come back real quick off some Mega Earthshaker control. Especially if you can find GPK in some of the AoE stun. Scan in the ward. BetBoom know exactly where Entity are right now.
Yeah, the bad part's going to be if BetBoom managed to get the initiation on Entity and just, you know, they don't even try and do Roshan, they just push past that pit.
I mean, the best thing for Entity might be if they just go in the pit.
Yeah, I think they should let BetBoom do this, but I don't think BetBoom's going to risk that. They're going to go for a 5-man smoke out. This is going to be the really dangerous point now. Amar is well positioned to break the smoke for his team. And thanks to Lotus, he's not the easiest to lock down either.
And
the smoke is going to break.
They need them to clump.
Did Toronto Tokyo make the read there? Nightfall, his smoke now breaks.
Oh, they did not see it.
Yeah, they somehow didn't realize this. Trying just to roll in blind doesn't really work.
This is a wasted roll. This is the opening any have looked for. This entire series, it is probably here right now. You need to get some sort of fight going while this Rolling Thunder's on cooldown. It's a lot of damage and net worth gone for BetBoom effectively.
They're still going to try and play around this vision that they have.
I mean, how do you... Yeah, it's the thing, the vision.
The scan got him now. Now they definitely know.
No, that's a Radiant.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Double scans here. I mean, how do you see something to jump here if you're Entity? That's the problem. You have to just throw these TA traps out. They're getting killed instantly. All right, you're in the pit. You don't have scans anymore. It's all on Maureen here. Does he jump? Does he know when to jump? You have to intuitively know.
He jumped in. Oh, the Aegis may have been picked up, but he grabs the cheese, does tons of damage with that jump in Echo Slam. Now immediately jumps back out, but by getting the BKBs out of them, Entity might still be able to catch them on their way out with no magic immunity left. But they don't try for it. They don't even try.
It's Aegis. I mean, I guess you'll take that if you're Entity. A cheese and some BKBs. Damn, you wish you could have capitalized on that, though.
Yeah.
It's one of those plays, you're not going to get many of them. There's not many objectives BetBoom are going to clump that much around. And now you're just going to have to get to the BKB on Watson and hope it's enough to take a fight. Stand your ground against the GPK Pango when it goes in. Let's BetBoom continue their onslaught, continue the scale. It is pure on top of the net worth chart here. The Beastmaster is the one claiming the most off the map, level 20, and completes an Octarine here.
What can I do in return?
Okay, so is he gonna go Aghanim Scepter at some point? I mean, why not when you're this big?
I don't know, I think you'd rather have AC Refresher or something.
Okay.
Just more control and buffs for the Morta and the Pango. I don't think you need more damage from this beast. You have more than enough damage. You even have Willow here. Buff it up even further. You just need to survive. You look at the damage on Entity, it's pretty much all burst oriented. It's got to be during the BKB intervals, and it's got to be around the Centaur and the Shaker going in and stunning people. Once they're committed, they're going to have to BKB. You potentially have Overgrowth and Terrorize to deal with the pre or post BKB. And then it's just a question of surviving that initial jump. If you do, if you can counteract it, you're probably winning that fight.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're going to put Nightfall on the front line and let him chip away.
Huerta kills towers very quickly. Entity have to come up with a solution here. Katomi's going to be chased out by Pure. Using the BKB, the Rolling Thunder is going to bring down Amar as well. A quick double there for the side of BetBoom as they bring down that tier 3 and show no signs of slowing down. Muerta starts laying into the barracks.
Yeah, frenzy on top of everything else here from the Ancient Thunderhide.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So much attack speed for Muerta. Everything this hero wants. And you have to keep in mind the status resist from the Titan Sliver if you do try and chain stun her down later. Look at the Aegis.
That was nice. They take the Aegis and then swap Watson out of a dangerous
Oh, he
position
got
there,
stunned!
but he got stunned. Malry tried to jump in, got hit by Bramble and the explosion there.
Game is hard indeed, my friend.
And now their Templar Assassin has been roared up, dies in an instant.
That's just it all she wrote. Entity
GG.
eliminated here from DreamLeague in the lower bracket by BetBoom in a swift and convincing 2-0. Probably the most one-sided series of the day is, man, they laid it on from the lanes onward.